what's up, Guan and Bonjour Famille. Bump Jonas here, and I'm actually chilling with none other than
Peter.
I love it. Not Family Guy, Wasteland Society, who's actually way funnier than Family Guy.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys?
No, I say that because I follow you on Instagram. I love the humor and the whole like sort of dry messaging behind Wasteland Society.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
It's definitely driven from a humor sense, right?
Yeah, just we're all, literally just like we're gonna die one day, and we all kind of gotta like figure out how well we're gonna utilize our time here. And I try to promote like we gotta kind of be like sympathetic to each other, just kind of work for other people if it makes sense, and like be here but also be here for yourself.
Ooh, okay.
So like there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, and I try to like let everyone know that it's okay to be miserable, because we're all just kind of trying to do it all together.
I love that. Now, I guess the main thing that I love is that, like you said, okay, we're all gonna die, but we can all help each other and not necessarily be miserable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You love Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
And you love some of the somber 80s shit.
Yeah, it's all mood, man. But like people dance to that, and that's the basic. There's comedy and tragedy,
There it is.
Like life is, life is rough, but also, kind of like deal with it somehow. And people said that laughter, it's from like just awkwardness and just like nerves, because like any situation. That's why people sometimes laugh when something tragic happens, because they don't know how to react.
Right.
I'm
an awkward laugher. When I'm scared, I laugh or crack a joke. I
Exactly.
No choice.
It's because you want to like cut the mood. You want to make sure everyone's all right. I'm a person that like, I get this from my mom. Like she's the person that takes care of other people before she takes care of herself.
Okay.
So like I worry about everyone else, but I don't worry about myself. So like I'm not the life of the party, but like, I like to keep people on their toes. So if I'm ever like hanging out or whatever with you, keep your eyes peeled. I'm always up to something.
You never know where Peter from Wasteland is gonna pop the fuck up.
And that's basically like how life is. You never know.
See, okay. And what I love about, well, first of all, I love y'all's designs.
Thank you.
It's definitely like sort of a vintage throwback, but not though, right? It's still got that current modern.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I could be wrong. I don't know, but I feel like you guys were the first I've seen in the last 5 or 6 years kind of have that style. Or maybe y'all have always had it.
We've always. Well, when I first started, so I was like an artist basically as a kid. Like I drew a lot. Okay. I was kind of known to being the person that like drew okay.
Okay.
And like I did that up until I was like 18. Oh, sorry. I did that up until I was 15.
Okay.
15, I discovered like graphic design. Downloaded a pirated version of Adobe Photoshop 7.
He was a pirate from the start, y'all.
But like this is like early 2000s.
Okay.
So like deviant art was like fresh, and like the style back then was like grunge brushes, grunge style. So I just kind of like kept that up. And so it's kind of been like something I've been like, even in school and stuff like that, like I just kept doing that style.
Well, okay, so when you were drawing up
Yeah.
until 15, was that your style then?
It was like, my style was really sketchy, so I guess it kind of translates. So like I try to make everything look kind of rough or like purposely like distorted and kind of like, imperfect.
So let me ask you this. I gotta ask. I've always wanted to ask you this, and it's taken me several months, years to get this guy on the couch. Can we say that? That feels positive.
That sounds weird, but whatever. Whatever, man.
On their toes. But what horror movie impacted you most growing up?
Boys in the Hood.
Well, I'm fucking.
That I had like I rented that. Because like, so as a kid, like I watch horror movies like at 6 a.m.
Okay.
Because I can't watch them with my wife. So I'll like catch up, and I'll like, oh, HBO has this, and Amazon Prime has this, and I'm like, I want to watch that.
Okay.
So I wake up at 6 a.m., watch a horror movie that I haven't seen, and that's how I wake up. So like, when I was a kid, like it was always like I would walk in like the movie, the movie store, and just like walk past the horror, and like kind of like I was like curious and then scared. So but that would slowly like start grabbing them and like renting them. So one year, like me and my cousins rented movies. And I rented Boys in the Hood. Slept over at their place and had to have my aunt drive me home because I like couldn't go to sleep.
What?
Yeah, that like, oh man, that movie like.
What scene was it?
I think it was the cops. The story with the cops, where that kind of like terrified me because I was like, oh man, these cops like they were pieces of shit.
That's a rough one.
And then that guy came after them from and like I was like they were deserving. I mean, they were deserving of that. Like that was terrible.
I would never put that.
Yeah, it's just like it like I kept thinking about that. I kept thinking about what they did to him.
Right.
Just like they messed with that guy. And like it haunted me. To the point where I was like, is this how real life is? Like that's what it was. It was just like, oh man.
Shout out to John Singleton.
Yeah. And then the whole.
We're now haunted by Wasteland.
Yeah.
Because of Peter being haunted.
Yeah, like literally, like I was like. No hesitation. I was like, Boys in the Hood.
You didn't even think about it. That was a good one.
Yeah.
But I had to ask because there is that sort of creep factor.
Yeah.
So, and here's my next question, right? Why is the Midwest so creepy?
I think it's just there's stuff and nothing at the same time. Like we got like a couple pockets of like civilization, but then like there's a lot of like openness.
Yeah.
A lot of like, it's like I can't imagine. Like imagine if like the amount of people on the earth was like back like maybe like primitive cavemen, not even cavemen, but like like old like when there's tribes and stuff like that. Like imagine how weirder it would be to like go further out to like rural Kansas. Like you're just trying to get to Denver, but you gotta drive through like 90% of Kansas, and there's like the hills have eyes like people. Just waiting for you, like.
And that's real shit, though.
Yeah, I mean, me as a person of color, like, I gotta close my eyes for like 8 hours when we drive to Denver, because I'm like,
I don't want to do
yeah, like I'm gonna, maybe get a bladder infection holding my, because like I'm trying to stop in some like podunk town.
So I gotta ask though, because you are a person of color.
Yeah.
And you are in the Midwest. Again, I want to pick on the Midwest.
Yeah. We deserve it.
I'm like, this guy's low-key stand-up material, man. But there's a lot of variables for you in that sense, right?
Yeah.
You're a person of color. You're in the Midwest. You like horror, Depeche Mode, but you're a graphic designer.
Yeah.
How do you repackage all of that?
I mean, there's a lot of people that relate to it. People that were my age that listen to that music, when it was out. They'll talk to me about stuff, and I'm like, I'm half your age, but like, they appreciate it. And there's like kids that discover that, the internet's crazy because like, I discovered it just on my own randomly when I was like 15, 16. It just kept like, it was in my rotation, like, I listen to everything. Like my favorite group when I was in like second grade was Bone Thugs and Harmony, and I still listen to them, And then like I was into rap like with a lot of like what it felt like 90s, early 2000s when hip hop and rap was like crazy. But then like I slowly was like got into skateboarding, and then that's when alternative music came in.
Yeah.
I listened to everything, I like tried everything to make sure like, oh wait, what do I like more? And so then like the gloom and doom stuff ended up being more effective on me because slowly over time just understanding how existence is, Yeah,
it just works.
Yeah, nothing makes it's just like you listen to what appears, I guess. I don't know,
Okay, so here's I gotta wrap this up, but here's the main one I want to ask you. What is it that keeps everyone coming back to Wasteland?
I think we try to keep it as honest and real as possible.
Ooh.
I think some other brands are too like, like. But not vanilla, but you get the option with the chocolate vanilla, then there's a split. Like they just worry about that. They don't want to adhere to one or the other,
Right.
And like we try to be a little more honest about that because it's kind of like I find value into being transparent with our customers and potential customers, and like that way there's people that may or may not like our stuff. I'm like, I don't care. At least I threw it out there,
Right. At least you were who you were supposed to be in that moment.
Yeah. So like we've always been as comfortable with ourselves and with what we put out, since the beginning, and we try to keep that,
Okay, now you did say we, and I think you mentioned the wife, but I have to ask, like, you're not the sole operator.
No, not at all.
Right? Now, but are you the reason for it starting, or how did this start? And how did it become a husband and wife team?
So me and my wife got married in 2017. We've been together for 11 years total now, but like back in 2017, she came home from a shitty day at work and she was like, let's figure this shit out. I don't want to work for people anymore. And I was like, I'm tired of doing that too. And so like we got my design skills, and then she got her like resources. We had all this money saved up. We invested in equipment. We started doing things on the side while we were working full time still.
Yep.
You know, like it was a side gig for a couple of years, but then we took it full time. So like, yeah, my wife, she's like, it's 50-50, but like she does all the stuff I don't want to do, and I do all the stuff that she can't do.
And that's the point, though.
Yeah, she's like the boss, the manager, the business side. She does the actual physical screen printing. I'm the designer. I help out with all the stuff. I do all like the social media, the marketing, all that stuff. We kind of split it back and forth.
How do you do all of that and still stay out of trouble?
I don't know, man. We like the best part about having my wife as my business partner is that what we learn in business, like running business, helps us out in our marriage and vice versa. Ooh. So it's like this constant, like, we put because we know that if we got to work together,
right,
we need to make sure we can work together.
Right.
And so like it allows us to like bring that into our marriage to make sure that, hey, if we have an argument, disagreement, or we don't understand, etc., then we could like work on it.
You now have the language to talk about it, figure it out.
We come from more of like a more grounded standpoint,
Oh, I love that. All right, so look, I got to get us up out of here. It's been a hell of a conversation. Let them know, first of all, let them know again who you are and where can they find you?
Yeah, I'm Peter. I run Wasteland Society with my wife, Sarah. We do pop-ups almost every weekend throughout Kansas City, so you might see us randomly, but our Instagram handle is @wasteland_society. Then our website is www.wastelandsociety.com. Always dropping new stuff. We do stuff from home, so like, check out our Instagram and hit us up, on there. We're always, doing something down to collab and whatever.
Tap in. Look, y'all need to help me out because I'm always trying to grind up some money so I can get a hoodie or some shorts. So tap in with me. But look, shout out to my sponsors. Shout out to Wasteland Society. Shout out to Saba-Dos, man. Bump Jonas here, live at Saba-Dos, the Mecca at Lemonade Park. Y'all have a good one. Peace.